Hello! No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Welcome, Portal Inn. And this one is going to be Cloud City, or as I like to refer to it, dem aliens buzzing about our skies. If you don't believe it, that's okay. I totally didn't at first, and it took a lot of cloud gazing, a lot of soul searching, and I'll be honest, a few other things. Um, took faith. It took the understanding that I don't know everything. I'm going to make mistakes. So it's a cloud. It's amorphous. It obeys certain rules. So we're going to bust all that open and we're going to make a cloud ceiling. I'm going to take some measurements and we're going to rough out, I think, probably more of a shape that I could use to describe what I've seen up in the sky. So I'm going to do something I've seen. And that makes it more believable, for me at least. But more importantly, it'll illustrate to you what can be. Because I'm pretty sure that if you look hard enough, I swear I had it for a second. There were a bunch of images about stuff in our skies that someone had developed a new way of taking pictures with a lot of different filters and technical ways of taking pictures and using more light sources that we can't see. And they saw thousands of ships up there, big ships, ships that don't look like how we would describe a spaceship. They don't look like those. They look different. They look angular. Look a lot like Atlas kind of looks when we roughed it out. Had a tail, a kind of big, sweeping kind of presentation. What I've seen in the sky, I won't lie to you, is what I can only be described as Egyptian-esque. There seem to be like walkways and places that you can take the air on these ships. And these are big figures moving in a blue sky with blue or like faces almost. So it's unmistakable to see in the middle of a cloud that has clouds above it and clouds below it, these dark little dots moving around. So I'm just going to rough out what I approximate some of these. Imagine Jabba's sailboat, barge, kind of like that with more like smaller attachments. So the structural integrity of this thing has to be off the charts. Like think titanium, but more. But they look kind of like ships. So what I was thinking is keeping with basic understanding of it, I'm going to draw this thing kind of sectionally and cut it out so that it fits the three-dimensional design I'm going to put it in. Because I'm going to do the bottom half of how it would look and the top half of how it would look. So if you look from the side and from below, kind of give you what we're dealing with here. Because people think saucers and we have tic tacs and all that crap and orbs, but you're missing the big picture. We've had reports of mile-long craft that can only be described as colony ships. Think that. That's what I'm talking about. Those are what I mean. Think flying flotilla that other ships land on that could house, I don't know, a bureaucracy that polices the spaceport. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not above speculating that there's more out there than we could possibly know for sure. So, that being said, I'm going to rough estimate what I believe I've witnessed when you just see patches of blue and white that are overlaid on other patches of blue and white, and it looks like a spider web up into the sky. And I realize that that's just doubling the sky. Something is taking a picture of what's ahead, above it, and below it, and doubling it in between it. So Does that make sense? Or does it seem silly? I don't care. We're going to just draw it anyway. Because this doesn't have to be exact. Let's face it, it's a cloud. But I'm going to basically leave a path for the smart lights to go on it. And also, I have a strip of just regular LED lights that are mildly programmable. So I actually make them part of the cloud cover story. Because I believe these things, when they do certain operations, they have to emit light, or the byproduct of the thing they're doing produces light. So they're not just for communication, I think they're part of their program. That's why we always see changes in colors and stuff as frequencies are reached and harmonics are adjusted. Trust me, we don't know what type of technology they're using unless we've already captured it and mimicked it. But I have a feeling that all these frequency technologies are kept from us for a reason. They're powerful. And they're probably simpler than we can imagine. We could probably all do them. That's why I've been experimenting with frequency. I like 1024. It's pleasing to the ear. It seems to have a powerful annotation, and it's easy for me to associate with that tingling you get when you have goose pebbles or excitement. And it's an easy, replicatable feeling, at least for me. Comment in your own forums if you believe me. I don't want comments on my posts because I don't want your negative energy, and your positive energy I can feel if there's any out there. I have a few tiny fans. Few tiny fans. There are some people who just think I'm nuts. I want to keep me contained, and that's okay. But I guarantee my name has been on the president's desk at least 3 times. I have made someone's asshole pucker with shit I've said 3 times. And they took that personally. At least Biden did. I think Trump fucking realized I'm on his side. Then I voted for him. And I know that seems like I was courting the devil, but no, I saw which way we needed to head. And whether you believe me or not, I don't care. Because we're not dead yet. So I'm winning, whether you believe me or not. I do talk a lot. But it's not a nervous thing. No, I am nervous. I'm more paranoid than nervous. I'm just an artist. I'm wondering where my next meal's coming. I know I get paid more, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm just talking shit when I'm drawing. Trying to work within what I see. Now, you have to understand, this part is probably circular and probably encompassing, maybe a mile or two, a mile and a half of a domed canopy that's completely invisible. This thing would probably operate on an AI that uses it like it's a balloon, so that if by chance something that we made with radar hit flies into it, it would bounce the opposite direction like a balloon. And if the radar hits this way, it'll go up. If it goes down, it'll go down and adjust accordingly to avoid our airspace. It's not as hard as you think because we struggle to keep 100 planes in the air. Some places, have 400, 500, but they have air traffic controllers tearing out their hair. How come there are not more collisions and all that stuff? Because they're operating with way, way more advanced technology than we could ever hope to imagine. But you must understand, it's not that hard. We don't have that many things that can stay aloft that long. So, that being said, I'm going to measure, and then I'm going to paint. I'm going to paint this a variety of colors, mostly like white and off-white and maybe a few darker areas. Then I'm going to lay down my LED light, and I'm going to probably let it dry. That's all I'll do for tonight. But I'll take a picture of that once I get it cut out, measured, and painted. So, be right back.